Hi, Cuppa and card friends. Welcome back. It's Linda Z. It's that time to grab your favorite cuppa, grab your cards, and let's dive in. So today we are going to be looking at the Four of Swords. This is about respite, taking a break, and pausing. This is also about a need for contemplation or quiet time, a period of going within, mental downtime. This is about self-care, which I find interesting because a lot of the cards we've been pulling and looking at lately, even the Oracle cards, has been about self-care. This is about taking a little bit of time off. Not a lot, just a little bit. But the challenge is to stay rested, to get recharged. And this is taking time for yourself and gathering your strength for the next challenge. And the key words, besides all of that fun stuff that I just said, is rest, relaxation, recuperation, contemplation, and meditation. So it's a lot of shuns, a lot of action things that you need to do in order to just rest. So let's look at the symbolism of the card. So the first thing we want to look at here is the pose. We have someone laying flat on their back with their hands almost in a praying position. This pose kind of looks like what one would do on a proverbial psychiatrist's couch, laying there, telling their life stories, just letting things out. This is about deep sleep or paralysis, exhaustion, peace, being at peace, just releasing things. And he's on a sarcophagus. And this is kind of like a nod to Snow White after she ate the poison apple. And she's going into a deep, deep sleep. We have a lot of gray symbolizing neutrality and resting without prejudice, because it's okay. You don't have to be judgmental, and nobody should be judgmental. If you need to rest and take the time you need, then take the time you need. Down here we have some yellow and black. Well, he's all in gold, but this yellow and black is a nod to the sun and the shade, where it's kind of like a state of consciousness with a connection to the deep soul. And the swords, the way that they're arranged up here and one down here, is about things being sorted out. Things are not jumbled up. They're arranged, that you have clear thoughts on these. You can see how nicely they're arranged so that your mind is becoming clear. It's not all jumbled up. And then we have a mosaic up here that's in a window. And the mosaic is about recognizing patterns and solving puzzles, life's puzzles, and life's experiences. And the window is about insight. You know how sometimes they have that saying, windows are doors to the soul. So this is a very colorful one, but it's also about recognizing all of those puzzles and problems in your head. And then, I don't know if you could see it. I'm going to bring it up really close, but right here, almost like in the halo, it's P-A-X. Right there, P-A-X. And that is actually Latin for peace. Yes, that's a little fun fact that they hid in the stained glass. So let's look at the cards that we have on the table today. We have the Erenberg Tarot. We have the Tarot of the Divine and the Joie de Vivre Tarot. I wanted to do some fun things with some of these cards today. And I always encourage you, if you are learning tarot, use multiple decks and pull the same card from multiple decks so that you can get a broader expansion of the artists and creators' different views on the cards. So here's the Erenberg Tarot. And here we actually see down here is the Four of Swords, but we see just this knight with his eyes closed and his hands on his chest. Now you couldn't tell if he was standing up or laying down, but we know with the four he was laying down. So let's take a look at what the guidebook says about the Erenberg Tarot. A night in repose, his sword set aside, this meditative card reminds us to let go of negative or combative thinking and take some time to rest. The key words are taking a break and recharging, recovery, and mental preparation. And again, I think it's really important that we all take that time that we need for ourselves, because you can't, my saying is, you can't pour from an empty cup. I use that all the time because, you know, as parents, as spouses, as friends, you know, with work life and home life and family life, everything can get busy, so busy that you forget to take care of yourself because you're giving so much of yourself to others. So let's look at the Tarot of the Divine. Now, I thought this was interesting because at first I looked at this and I passed over the card. And then I had to go back through the deck again to find it. And it was like, oh, this is the Four of Swords. Because we see this wolf and he's all wrapped up. And we see a sword here, and a bloody sword here. So let's take a look at the guidebook. And this is a lovely deck. This is a actually, these are all mass market decks. But this deck is inspired by deities, folklore, and fairy tales from around the world. So it's quite an interesting deck. The cardstock is linen. It's really beautiful. And the guidebook has full color pictures of each of the cards. So this card says Fenrir, Norway, Norse mythology. The Four of Swords signals a pause in battle. The Norse gods know that the wolf Fenrir will bring about the end of the world, so they have bound him and chained him. While he still represents a threat, for now there is respite. Upright, it means sanctuary, recouping, meditation, passivity, and counseling. Which I almost would think this is like the Eight of Wands, seeing that they have him bound up. I'm sorry, not the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Swords, that they have him bound up. But in this instance, they have him bound to take a break because they know he will bring about the end of the world. But this goes to show you how different artists look at different decks. You don't have to agree with them, and you don't have to like them. That's another thing somebody actually had mentioned to me in on our Facebook group, which, by the way, I will be posting all of these down in the 4 Facebook groups below, and I hope you join one or all of them. We do lots of different practices and tarot things and oracle cards, and we ask questions, and we do just all different kinds of things to continue your journey, your tarot and oracle journey, and your spiritual journey. We ask questions. If you have any questions, we do tarot buddies, where the moderators pair you up with people so that you can continue doing your practices and everything. So it's really quite lovely. And but yeah, this goes to show you how different the cards are. Even though they have somewhat of the same meaning, look at the artist's, the deck creator's interpretation of this particular one. So here we have the Joie de Vivre, and this is a Paulina Cassidy deck. I love her decks. They're quite whimsical. And here we have this creature holding a heart. She has her eyes closed, and we see these 4 things coming into her. So we don't know if they're, and here's the swords, even 4 there, and this spiral going within. So let's take a look at what the guidebook says about this one. And all of these guidebooks are pretty tiny, so there's not a lot of things there. So you can really dive into what you think these cards mean. So the keywords here is rest, retreat, meditation, renewal, and introspection. The sun is setting and the atmosphere is filled with sweet serenity. Chrysalis has retreated to her sacred cocoon for soul healing, from which she will emerge a butterfly. A regimen of solitude will help you recharge your batteries as you gather your thoughts and inner strength. Allowing yourself a period of rest is essential to gaining better perspective and restoring balance. And I love that they use that analogy of a butterfly with this. It's really beautiful. And her going into her chrysalis. So I'm going to use the Erenberg Tarot for our tarot reading of the day. And let's go ahead and pull out those cards. Again, this is a mass market deck. All of these are pretty inexpensive. So if you want to treat yourself, that would be lovely. Who doesn't like treating themselves to new decks? I would love to. Okay, so we will use this as our energy card of the day. So why is this here? Why is this here? As Spirit, why this is here? Ooh, okay. And how do we handle this? And how do we handle this? Okay. So let's take a peek and see what Spirit has for us today. So we have our Four of Swords cards. This is our energy. This is about resting, relaxing, contemplation, recharging. And why is this here? We have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, this is about work and mastering our skills. This is strange because we keep coming up with this Eight of Pentacles. It's been coming up in a lot of our readings lately. This is about mastering our skill, and we're still doing the work. This is about honing in on all the things that we're doing. And let's see, this is about, I'm going to look, evaluation, hard work, focus. Practice makes perfect, but don't get lost in the details because that'll just take you down a rabbit hole and then you'll never rest. So that might be why it's here. Maybe you are gone down that rabbit hole. How do we handle it? Ah, the sun. I love seeing the sun card. The sun is happy. The sun is, everything is illuminated. Everything is bright and shiny and just life is great. So what I'm seeing here is you rested. I think here, this is why is this here? I think the why is because you were trying to figure something out for what you were working on, whatever it is that you were creating, whether it was a project at work or an art project or something that you were doing that it had you puzzled. It had you at a place that you just couldn't figure it out. So I think here we were resting. You got rested. You got recharged. You thought about it. You came up with a conclusion. Now you've gone back at it and you've been working towards it now. Now you're focused, you're determined, and it's going to work out. It's going to be great. It's going to be exactly how you want it to be. So I hope this reading resonates with you, and I appreciate you being here. And please don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos. And definitely subscribe because I'm going to be doing more deck reviews. And tomorrow will be an Oracle card day. And later today, I will be posting a video on pre-loved decks and let's talk about pre-loved decks because my best friend came to visit me. And for my upcoming birthday, she actually brought me a pre-loved deck that I have been wanting called the Animal Spirit Guidebook by Kim Kranz. So Nixie, thank you so much. And I'm so sorry that you are selling your decks, but I appreciate having a piece of you. So I am very excited to look at this deck. I cleansed it last night, cleansed it again this morning with my Palo Santo. And so yeah, and it's an oracle deck, so I want to use that for our oracle cards, but I think I'll do 2 videos, so definitely stay tuned. And every other day we do a tarot card, and every other day we do oracle cards. So tomorrow will definitely be an oracle card, and then the following day will be the 5 of Swords. And you don't want to miss how we go into all of the detail of the cards and talk about all the symbolism and everything. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thanks for stopping by. Bye.